Welcome, one and all.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. You are now live with the Psychic Couple. I'm Jen.
I'm Chuck, and
This is our first live event in almost 6 years.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to
Yes, this
one
is
and
supposed
all.
to be our Christmas event, one of them.
And we are, like Jen said, the Psychic Couple. And I'm Chuck.
And I'm Jen.
And the website is www.psychiccouple.com. That's psychiccouple.com. All one word, Psychic Couple.
And we're here donating our time to answer some of your questions.
And we already have a few that have been sent me through direct mail or direct messaging. And then others that we have hopefully are going to be in the chat, are going to be chatting with us. Okay, so this is a Facebook event. We are Facebook Live. So if you are not seeing pictures of us, that's intentional. We are not doing it by video. This is audio only. We are now starting to accept new clients at this time for psychic readings.
Yep, we have a phone line open for you to call, and my husband's accepting questions. If you want to just type them in online and we'll just read them. Give us your first name, your town where you live in, and your date in the state, and your date of birth.
Yeah, ask your questions using the Psychic Couple messenger, or you can go through the live event, and in the discussion you can add your questions. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between a bunch of those. So you want to go to our first question that came through in message?
Sure.
Wrong video. Wrong audio. I apologize for that. Oh, guess what? I'm going to tell you something. You never know what's going to happen when we're live.
Yeah, we have dogs, we have cats. You'll hear barking, you'll hear lots of noise.
Somebody might come to the door, knock on the door. I remember one time we were live and our Persian cat decided to jump up on the table, and we had a lit candle.
Yep.
And he decided that it would be interesting to light his tail on fire while we were live. So you just absolutely never know what's going to happen when we're live.
No candles right now. There's no candles, so don't worry.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure how to say this name, so I'll spell it. It's E-F-F-I-E.
Yes, I've got Effie on the phone, actually. I've got a blue spot here. It says I'm in Torrington.
Toronto,
yes.
yes. And her date of birth is February 18th. And, okay, so she's in Toronto, Canada, and it's February 18th.
You need to give us just
No, I got a question.
Oh, you have a question?
I have it. May you please advise what type of business I should open up if I decide to move into opening my own business? I do see her opening up.
What state is Toronto in?
Canada.
Oh, all right.
Toronto, Canada. I see her opening up her own business. Self-help.
No, I'm not seeing self-help. I'm seeing more of a...
Unless opening the business will be...
salon.
Well, that's self-help.
I see like hair and makeup type thing.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Self-help could be opening the business, she's helping herself. Or self-help could be the business that she's opening.
She's opening a business. She wants to open a business for herself.
Or opening a business in which she's helping others. Making people look beautiful is helping someone else, and it's going to make them help themselves if they feel beautiful with their hair and their makeup.
Yeah, it's going to be advice on makeup and hair, and doing hair and makeup, and clothing and fashion advice. You'll be perfume, and don't do nails. Everybody's doing nails.
Hair, makeup. I mean, don't limit yourself.
Yeah, don't limit yourself. But yeah, there's going to be a big thing in hair and makeup coming up. People are going to want to look beautiful when they go out.
And going forward, the Psychic Couple is now accepting new clients, and we're doing them only by chat or email readings, preferably through Facebook Messenger. It's 30 minutes for $30. Payments are via the...
We can do longer readings, but we need to set aside time for you. So we need appointments and basically what he just said.
And payments will be through Facebook.
Yes.
You go to Psychic Couple.
We can also Venmo.
Yeah, we can also Venmo. It's Venmo.com
at CBezio.
Yes, CBezio. That's Venmo at CBezio or through Facebook. How much is it?
Basically $1 a minute.
Yeah, it's $30 for 30 minutes. And once the payment is received, we will schedule your reading. And then, like I said, we're doing chats and emails right now. So how about a psychic prediction? Let me know if you think that we'll get some new clients.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
You never know who's out there looking for info.
The next question that I have. Okay. This is from David. And actually came in this morning at 2:53, and he wants us to tell him more about our business. Our business is the Psychic Couple, where we do psychic readings.
Yeah, which business does he want to know about? Because we make a living off of our puppies and kittens.
Yeah, well, he's not asking us through pugsandpersians.com, where we breed pugs and we breed Persian. He's asking us about through Psychic Couple.
We do this because we want to help people. We do this because people need to know information that they can't necessarily figure out on their own. We don't make a lot of money off of this, if we make anything.
Yeah.
Basically what money we do make goes back into equipment and things that we need for the show.
Oh, like the website for psychiccouple.com.
Yeah. So,
but Psychic Couple is right now these are
God-given talents. So we don't charge for our God-given talents.
I mean, yes, it is $30 for 30 minutes for a psychic reading. It's not outrageous, but it goes back to so that we can maintain the website and
so we can keep in touch with people.
Internet services and
telephone services.
But the Psychic Couple is an association with the Society for Spiritual and Paranormal Research,
which we own as well, and the Church of Love and Light. We are both fully ordained ministers as well.
Yeah.
And our ministry covers all religions. We know a little bit about all religions. If we don't know exactly what you need or what you want, we look it up, we learn about it. We are very open to all religions, and we are very open to new experiences, and we are very good listeners. So,
the website for Society for Spiritual and Paranormal Research is www.ssprp.org. CBEZIO.com. And we're also in association with Paranormal News.
And thepsychiccouple.com.
And Paranormal News is all one word, .org. That's Paranormal News, all one word, .org. And the Psychic Discoverer, all one word, psychicdiscoverer.com. So there's four.
These are several, but basically you can get to everything through cbezio.com.
Yes.
www.cbezio.com, which is basically C for Charles, which is his first name, and Bezio, our last name, .com.
And that was to tell you about not our website, but our business. The next one is Lorena, and okay. I have so many unanswered questions and experiences. I have been through, but the only one question comes to me today. Who is the girl? And and she didn't give us the birth date, and she didn't give us the city and state. We need her first name, city and state, and month and day. So month and day for your birth date. First name, city, and state.
But I'm still getting that the girl is somebody that had passed away back in the 1920s. And she's harmless. And she's stuck. You need to tell her to move on. She doesn't know that she's passed on.
Oh, yeah. Most spirits that are coming to you like this have found an outlet for them to be able to manifest into our reality.
Yeah, for some reason she's appeared to you.
Yes.
And
you are seeing her and perceiving her, and you have to guide her and help her cross over. And some people might turn around and say, they may lash out, they may act out, they may retaliate.
She's not going to do anything like that. She just doesn't know any better.
No, I'm not saying that she will, but I'm just saying yes, just like with any human being or animal in this reality, time and space, there's going to be positive reactions and negative reactions based on that individual. And if you do experience negative, you just need to surround yourself with the tools of protection, and you need to...
Which you can find on our website.
Mm-hmm. And you need to stay positive, and you just need to keep with it.
Light a white candle and just talk to her.
The next question comes from Danny. And our one of our pugs are barking, and they are playing. They're playing melody. They're playing. They're having fun. I know.
They're just pups.
Okay. This is one from Danny. She asks if we do lost pet readings. Now, once again, they didn't give me anything other than their name. I don't have a birth date or city, and maybe I should have been clearer in this is my fault. In the post that I advertised, I didn't clearly say it, which I should have. What we need your month and day that you were born. We need the city and state or country that you're located, and we need your first name. And do we do lost pets? Now, lost, I'm getting that this person is asking about an actual lost one that has run away. Yes, we do those, but we also do those that have passed over too, that have passed away. So yes, we do pet readings. Live pet readings. A lot of people can't understand why their cat, their dog, their horse, their bird,
Are doing strange behaviors or
even their exotic snails. Yes, I said exotic snails. Our daughter is one of those that have exotic snails. And if you just can't figure out why they're doing what they're doing, and
but I do believe, Danny, your pet is passed on.
well, that's interesting because I believe her original question was regarding
For the pet that she's looking for.
yes, the pet ran away. And I
Or
do
it
believe the
did,
pet,
but
and that's what I said, the pet had ran away, but I do believe the pet has passed away since it ran away. She sent this at 1:12 p.m. back on November 21st,
yeah,
which would have been before Thanksgiving. And yes.
I do believe it was a cat.
And the next part of her question, which is only, it's still part of all one question, and we don't normally take the two questions, but how much do you charge for pet readings? It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
You have 30 minutes. Ask as many questions as you want. As many questions, as many answers as you get in 30 minutes. It doesn't matter whether it's about
If
pets.
you only give your first name and the question, it's a very blind reading, and I'm just going off your name and the question. So I'm sorry if I'm kind of sketchy or kind of patchy in my answers.
Yes. We
I
are.
only say it as it comes to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, explain then how you get your psychic readings.
Well, I have to focus on your name, on your question, on your birth date, on your town, and on your
State.
your state and your country.
Try to kind of like narrow it into a geographical location.
And I use the acoustic records. So it's kind of difficult as I try to tap in.
Some people don't know what acoustic records are. Do you want to explain that, or you want me to explain?
You explain it.
Okay, the acoustic records is the universal records of everything that has been, exists today,
and will exist,
all in one. Because God's time there is no such thing as God's time.
There is no linear time.
Everything happens in the now, in God's time. Whether it be our perception of the past, the present, the future. And Jennifer taps into those records.
Then everything has already been written down for us.
Yes.
We've already chosen our life paths before we come into existence. And we've already chosen who our people, who our friends, who our pets are going to be in this life before we actually live it.
And besides doing psychic readings for the very first time in 6 years live.
Oh yeah, I'm a little rusty.
Yes. We are now up and running for the first time in 4 years, doing a new episode of our show, Spiritual and Paranormal Experiences.
We've got a couple of them out there now. We've got Christmas, we've got Thanksgiving, we've got Sasquatch.
And every Friday throughout the month of December. Well, it started on Thanksgiving Day.
Through November, yeah.
Yeah, it started on Thanksgiving Day. Once again, I apologize if you're having a hard time hearing us over our puppies. They are just very rambunctious. They're 3 months old now, and we have 2 females, and they've decided that they're going to take this opportunity to play. So as I was saying, we did one episode on Thanksgiving Day. Then we did the next episode the day after Thanksgiving. We put out 2 episodes, one for the holiday and one, and it's every single Friday for the month of December. That we're going to be having an episode.
So yeah, we're trying to put out stuff now, as much as we possibly can.
And we did Seeking Sasquatch 1, Seeking Sasquatch 2. Those were on Thanksgiving Day. And we just did one episode of Christmas Miracles, was last Friday. This coming Friday, we'll be doing Christmas Favorites. And then we get into unbelievable, longest show we have ever done, ever. And that was 2 hours and 40 minutes. Yes, it's been 4 years since we put out a psychic
And we've got a
prediction
lot
for
to
the year.
say.
But that's only episode 1. We have 2 more
And
episodes
which one
after
was
that.
that one? The 2-hour show?
That's just the psychic predictions by the psychic couple.
Oh, the
For
prediction
2000,
show, yeah.
2022. And then
It's got a lot of our rhetoric in it too. You'll love it.
Mm-hmm. So let me go to another question. Just remind everybody that if you wanted to, you can go into our Facebook page, because we're doing this on Facebook Live, Facebook events through Psychic Couple. All one word, Psychic Couple, but it's Psychic Couple.
Yeah, and I'm live in chats as well.
And if you wanted to call through on the audio and actually be on the show live, you can do that. If people are having difficulties with that, then maybe we'll start using our landline for it again. And have people call us in directly. But right now, I thought I would try saying you can use Facebook. You can call through on Facebook Messenger, and you can use the audio, and we'll answer your questions. Now, the next one is, her name is Linda, and I bet I didn't. Okay, no, she said, where are we located? We are in Connecticut. She's in Missouri. Okay. And her question is, can you tell me if my sister is still alive or not? Her sister,
a birth date or
no birth date. Her name is, because it's through, no, I don't want to give last names, because this was a private message. And she wants to know about her sister, but she tells about her sister. And her sister lived in Redmond, California. And her name is Susan Lobins, Lobins. So Linda, what we'll do is or Jennifer will, and me too, will focus on Susan Lobins. Yes, your sister is alive. And
she's just been out of touch.
Yes, and as you know, your sister suffers from mental illness and addiction problems, and she does drop off of the radar. And I know this has been the longest time
That you haven't heard from her, but she is still out there.
She is still out there, and she is going to find herself in recovery in 2022. I see it in the second half of the year. And she'll reach out towards the end of next year to get in touch with you. So you don't have to
keep worrying.
Yeah. She's going to be in touch with you.
She's going to be on the mend soon.
Next question comes from Sandra. And Sandra she says she's from, and I'm going to spell it. I've never heard of this before. Croatia. Croatia. Oh, okay. That's another country. That's not a city and a state.
No.
And her name is Sandra, and she wanted to know if we would do readings through with her. Now, yes, we will. International people, we won't make international phone calls to do a psychic reading. we will not accept international currency. But if you're using something like Facebook Messenger, if you're using something like Venmo, you should be able to convert it into US dollars, which in our psychic readings are for $30 for 30 minutes. And we're doing chats and emails. And if you would like to use email, I've mentioned it a couple of times, it's readings@psychiccouple.com.
And also, if you're using Facebook or something like that, there are translators if you don't talk English.
Yes. I've already had to translate one of the messages already, the one that was asking about our business. And we because of all the technology that is available to everybody these days, it can translate. I don't know if the translation will be 100% accurate, but we will get the.
We will try to get to you as much as we possibly can.
So the make a long answer short, yes, we do accept international clients. Next question comes from Maria. Hi, Maria. And she says that she is interested in becoming a client. Well, like we've said, there's, you can, we're
It's
doing,
very easy.
we are doing the readings for $30 for 30 minutes through chat,
Yeah.
through Facebook. We're doing them through
If
email.
You can even call us
At 860-866-4793. That phone number to schedule a psychic chat or to schedule a psychic reading is 860-866-4793. For those of you that are not in the United States, our country code is 1. So it's basically 1-860-866-4793.
Now, can they use that number now to call in, or?
They could, but it would ring in through my Facebook Live, and it would disturb. I wouldn't be able to pick it up.
Oh, all right. So don't use that number now.
Don't use that number now. But next time, if we have with the next live event, we could use your phone for the Facebook Live event, and then use that number for calls coming in. Good idea. I hadn't thought of it that way.
So how are they supposed to call in live now?
Call in live now through Facebook Messenger, audio, because we're not doing video. And if you're checking out the live event and you don't see video, we're not doing video. We don't have
Not right now, not at this time. We don't have a studio or anything set up.
Yeah, no. Since our last.
Maybe in the future.
Since our last. We've moved. We went from 2,500 square feet to 800 square feet. And we inherited Jennifer's parents' house. And we don't have an individual room like we used to.
And we suffered a fire, so we had to rebuild.
Yes.
That's why we haven't been on. We were displaced for over a year.
Well, that was the thing that was going to be one of my questions was, why has it been so long?
Because we were displaced for over a year. We had my daughter come over to make us dinner one night, and it was supposed to be fried chicken, and we suffered a grease fire. And that was very traumatizing watching that. And we lost a couple of our beloved pets, our kitties, and then one dog. And then it took us over a year to rebuild. We didn't have homeowners insurance on my father's house, so we had to do it all ourselves, and we built it from the rafters up. So we made it our own. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears between us and my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, Chuck's sister, and their family. But we managed to do it. And within a year, or just over a year, we were able to move back in. And we're home now. And so we're able to do this one more time. And hopefully that we're doing some good for people.
I have another one. Another question, and this comes from Evelyn, and it says, ever since my husband and I got divorced 2 years ago, I've been by myself. I was reviewing some of your posts of how could I get back my husband. Then I saw testimony shared by somebody from Sweden, a spellcaster named Dr. Musa. I contacted them to confirm about how to get in touch with Dr. Musa to help, and she clarified everything for me of how they would help and gave me the courage to get in touch with them. Dr. Musa assured me that my days of sorrow will be over within 12 to 16 hours after he was finished with his work. Of course he did. I followed his instructions he gave to me because I had the belief, faith, and hope and trust in him. Verify, I say to you today that I am back with my wife. And this is being translated. And they're back. Oh, this is basically a testimonial to this.
That they're back together again?
Yes. And they're back together, and this is testimony to him. Their question to us is this long term?
It takes two to tango. And as long as you guys are willing to compromise and work together, it will be long term. But if you guys are not willing to set aside your differences and work together, it won't be. The problems that you two had are still there. And it takes a lot of work in a relationship. My husband and I have been together for 32 years. It hasn't been easy, but in the long run, it's been wonderful. And our relationship, life hits you curveballs. And if you can muddle through them, you'll do fine.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's funny. This person named Kathy just came through and said how adorable your picture is. And it's me and you smooching at our nephew's wedding.
Oh, okay.
And this is what she wrote. Two lovebirds. That is really true love. Yes, after 32 years, it's got to be true love.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were high school sweethearts. I went to his prom and never went home.
Yes.
It was a fairy tale thing, really. We were dating for the first year through his last year of high school. I'm a year older than him, but we were not actually 9 months older than him. I was born in 72 February, and he was born in 72 December.
Yes. This next question is very interesting. I heard about this several years ago from a colleague of mine, and people were doing psychic readings through blood types. And this woman, her name is Deborah. She doesn't tell me where she's from or anything like that. It's just that it's Deborah. And she is blood type A. And her husband is blood type O. And I'm picking up that she's A positive and he's O negative.
Well, the negative and the positive doesn't necessarily mean much.
Yes.
But it's good that you're a negative and a positive because opposites attract.
Yeah.
And O is universal. So that's good for you being an A. But being an A, you're very particular. So you're a good match for each other. O is happy-go-lucky, and you should blend rather nicely.
Are you giving a psychic reading for us, or are you giving a psychic reading for them? I'm A positive, you're O negative. I don't know if you realize that or not, but it just dawned on me.
I wasn't even thinking of that.
You weren't even thinking of us. But yes, no, It just dawned on me that as you were saying, oh, I'm optimistic, and or no, all negatives are optimistic, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. You're O negative, and I'm A positive, and I never really looked into much of using blood types to for psychic readings, like with
But
relationships or
I don't really know that much about blood types to.
yeah, I don't think it's
I'm just picking this up.
from the acoustic records. Another thing is I had heard was it had something to do with based and this is more holistic is based on your blood type. What type of foods are best for you? What your body can process based on blood type. I know there's a reason
That's
why.
something you can look up.
Yeah, there. I know there's a reason why we all have various different blood types.
But in the end, your mitochondrial DNA is all the same.
And just so that everybody knows, we're on social media. We have Facebook pages. I have 13 Facebook pages, and I'm just gonna quickly run down them. I'm not gonna go through the groups. I have 17 groups,
Yeah.
but and this is all gonna be posted to our website.
You've already said this. It's so boring. I want to answer questions.
I know, but I wanted to say it real quick just so they know how to get in touch with
You're
us.
such a drag.
Society for Spiritual and Paranormal Research. These are our Facebook pages. The Psychic Couple. Paranormal News. Psychic Discoverer. UFO/UAP Chaser. Truth Seeker. Healings with the Psychic Couple. Spiritual and Paranormal Experiences. Spiritual and Paranormal Radio. Spiritual and Paranormal TV. The Spiritual Blog, Paranormal Chronicles, and last but not least, the Church of Love and Light. That's Facebook pages. But we're also on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
What about Snapchat?
No, I don't got Snapchat and all those other things.
TikTok? No.
No. Maybe one day. But right now I'm
You
still
got enough on your plate.
Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and like I said,
All the more common sites.
we have 17 groups. Most of the time, you can find us by these initials: SSPR, Society for Spiritual and Paranormal Research. SSPR. So, perfect example. One of my groups is called Beyond This Illusion. And after it, it says S period, S period, P period, R period. So if you see SSPR in the group name, then you know it belongs to the Society for Spiritual and Paranormal Research. And since Jennifer's eager to go on to questions, let me get to my next question. And I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. We did that one. We did that one. I think we did this one. I don't know. No. Oh, she's from Germany.
Oh.
Yes.
Don't sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Yeah. Ha 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 ha. It didn't translate well, but it says, I asked for survival.
Oh my.
I think she's asking for a life reading, which your one question can't be so general and generic.
It's quite deep.
Her name is Jenny, and I think survival meaning a life reading by survival. I think that's how it translated from German to English as survival. I don't believe that she's been given a terminal diagnosis. I believe that she's asking for a psychic reading, and So I'm going to give her a psychic reading. I see that the holidays are going to feel lonely for you this year. You're feeling lonely right now. It's been a period of loneliness. But right after the new year, it's going to pick up. And it's going to feel like life is going to be worth living.
Step up a little bit.
Yes. And how I get my readings, we talked about how Jennifer gets her readings through the Akashic Records. I get my readings through intuition, and I'm better at readings like this, knowing very little about I need the person's name, I need the state or city and state and month and day that they were born. That's it. I don't, and their question. I don't want any more information. I don't want details on the question. I want to get what I get, and I want to give it to you like that.
Yeah, we prefer blind readings.
They're called cold readings, or
I call them blind readings.
yes. So that was from Jenny, and this is Cecilia. Selena. Oh, you're following along with the names.
Yeah.
She's in Miami, Florida, and she's wondering where we're located. We are from Thomaston, Connecticut. Won't give you my address. And do we believe in guided meditations? Basically raising our vibration so that we can actually speak with the angels. Yes.
Yes. Anybody
Absolutely.
can do it.
Anybody can do it. Not everybody knows how to do it.
Not everybody can do it. They just can't get into that meditative state.
Or stay focused long enough.
But it can be done.
We are the Psychic Couple, and this is live psychic readings with the Psychic Couple. I'm Chuck.
I'm Jen.
And our website is www.psychiccouple.com.
And www.cbezio.com.
Okay, the next one is Lupe. And I'm going through... no, Lupe didn't come up right. When did I do something wrong? No, I don't think so. Okay, next one is... he's wondering, for one, how much is the psychic reading?
It's $30 for 30 minutes, Lupe.
And this one's an interesting question. Will we do psychic readings through the Facebook WhatsUpp app?
I have WhatsUpp, so
Yes.
I can do WhatsUpp.
Yes. And I would be able to eventually be able to do it. I can put in it's if it's through Facebook, then I will do it. And yes, we do. So Charles, I'll get back to you, tell you.
Well, that was Charles, not Lupe.
No, I couldn't get Lupe. But yeah, no, we do using the WhatsUpp app, and we will do the psychic readings. But like I said, it's not audio or video. It will be through chat, text message, emails at readings@psychiccouples.com. Chat, preferably through Facebook Messenger at our Facebook page at Psychic Couple. Going down to, and I got some more in comments. Let me see if I can go into that one. We're on Instagram, by the way, and I haven't looked at Instagram, which maybe I probably should have. This is Tori. And
I don't see Tori in the list.
no, these are through comments directly.
Now?
Yeah, live on Psychic Couple. You're
Okay.
in the event, and I'm on Psychic Couple.
Oh.
And I'm reading
Well, the
through...
event is like dead.
Huh?
I don't see anybody doing the event.
Well, they said that this woman, her name is Tori. It's just like, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome.
The next one
Did she
is...
say any questions?
No, that's it.
Uh,
Uh,
I like those kind of readings.
There was a article that I had published back on our website, and my question was, "Is this the Hopi legend come true?" And it's basically viewing the comment, and it's Neo Wise. It was a comment, and I had posted it on July 17th, 2020. And her question is, because I asked it as a question, is this actually the Blue Star I'm going to say Kachina. I don't. It's not said that way, but it's spelled that way. Kachina.
Kachina?
Kachina, and Kachina is the Hopi Blue Star for the end times. Because I asked the question, she's basically saying, as a psychic couple, is it? And no, this is not
No.
the blue comment that the Hopi were talking about. And this came from... I lost her name.
Kachina?
Russell. That's all I'll say. Don't give the last name.
We try to keep everything as private as possible.
Yep. This person is, and we're going to do this. This goes all the way back to an article that I had posted, and I had posted it saying, new swine flu in China could morph to cause human pandemic, study warns. And their question was, they're concerned with their children being returning to school.
We're all concerned with our children returning to school, even with this coronavirus. Yes, the forms of the viruses do mutate, and yes, we do get sick. But the bigger concern is for the older adults that can't build the immunity. The children are resilient, and their immunities are young and strong. With a little bit of TLC and some vitamin C and some turmeric and some, maybe some time in the hospital, they will recover, most of them. But as for the adults, there's going to be more casualties.
Because the pandemic, this is the first pandemic question that we have, I'm going to spend a little more time on it. I know that coming up on, not this Friday, because this Friday is called Christmas Favorites, but the Friday, December 10th, Spiritual and Paranormal Experiences new show will be Christmas Favorites. On the 17th, it will be our psychic predictions. We talk in detail on COVID, and you're asking about all these questions, and we do talk about the Omicron variant. We do talk about Delta. We do talk about the different variants that are going to be happening. But we do talk about, like this person is, they're concerned that are masks really ideal for our children in school?
Definitely. We've said this, we can't say it anymore. Wear your masks, wash your hands, and get your shots. That's you can't say anymore. This COVID is here to stay with us, just like the flu. You're gonna have to get your boosters, and it's not gonna go away. But please, people, get your shots. It's a lot worse than the alternative, which is getting the disease hoping and praying you live
The
or
other
dying.
the other question that they're asking is, do we see the school systems improving distant learning?
As we go along, we're all learning, and as
No, they're talking about like Zoom, where the children
I
at home.
know,
Oh,
well,
okay.
as we go along with this COVID and as we go along with the pandemic, we are all learning how to deal with it in different ways, and the school system is still learning on how to deal with it. And Zoom or distant learning is going to get better, and they are going to develop system that will get better and help students, because there are those students that need physical instruction, that need teachers, and there are those that can just work on the computers and still learn. They need to single out those students that need the instruction and need the teachers.
One-on-one.
Yes,
Yeah.
and those that are capable of learning on their own.
Like we had niece and nephew. Our nephew needed to be in school, and our niece prefers to be home.
On the computer, and she's got excellent grades, and our nephew,
So we have seen successes
not so much.
and failures in both circumstances, and it really depends on the children. But this gets into a bigger question. It's time for and I've been saying this personally for years, decades, reform of our educational facility. We educate trying to mass put out like they do on an assembly line, one child at a time. Bing, 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 bing. Every child learns exactly the same, learns exactly the same thing, and they're going to learn all at the same rate and learn exactly the. If one teacher does it using audio, another one does it learning visual, another one, and every child is going to excel in every single teaching style. And no, it doesn't.
Every child is different. Every child learns a different way, and especially our special needs children.
And I think they realize that in special needs children, but they're going to realize it that in a way, every person is an individual and everybody learns differently. And I do see a hybrid of in school and not in school.
And so what's going to happen is they're gonna do a hybridization of both in school and out of school. A lot of schools are starting to do this where they alternate. Some students will need to be in school, and then others will not be.
That's the same one that I've
So,
been on.
All right.
Let me jump
Moving along.
Moving along. And I'm not finding anything in there. Okay, this is an interesting question. It comes from, his name is Anthony, and he wants to know if there's going to be more declassified material coming out of the government in the coming year.
Oh, there's always new declassified material. You got to be careful looking for it, though, because they cover it up with other stories. They'll say, UFO found, so and so here and there, and this is what was discovered. But they'll be talking about the California fires as the headline, and the deaths and the casualties there, and stuff like that. It'll be buried. So if you want to know more about it, you're going to have to look to find it. And that's what they generally do. They do soft releases and they bury it. So, and then they'll turn around and say, oh, well, we told you all of this. And so in order to really know what's going on, you really have to dig. And also you can go to the Freedom of Information Act and request information. They're not necessarily going to give it up freely, but if you ask for it, they will give it up to you.
And Donald Trump declassified a lot of material regarding the JFK assassination. I don't see any more material being released on that. I don't see the Biden administration. It will be some years down the line before
Yeah, you don't hear
Republican
much about the Biden
declassifying.
administration declassifying or anything about UFOs. You did with Trump.
You did with Trump, and I don't see anything with the Russia investigation being declassified while Biden is president.
They're going to release anything from Biden for the next 60 years. It's policy.
And I get more into detail regarding politics in our
Like,
segment.
they're not going to release anything about the Russian interference with Trump's election for the next 50 years.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wouldn't go so far as saying 50 years.
Well, if it's classified and it's going to remain classified, their standard is 50 years, 60 years. He was president, and it's been almost 10 years now.
The president can declassify his own material.
He's not president anymore.
His own material.
Yeah.
So Biden could declassify his own material from when he was in office if he chose to, even out of office.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if they'll listen to him anymore.
Who?
Trump.
Well, I know that Trump is the one that did this UFO declassification, and Biden refused to allow a lot of it to be disclosed.
So you've got one president that wants to let you know and one president that doesn't want to let you know. And the acting president is the one that slams the door.
On what they're going to allow and what they won't allow. Okay, let me see if I can get into another question. Okay. Okay, this is her question. Okay. Oh. She's has. Oh, this is an interesting one.
What's her name?
Oh, it's Dora,
Uh-huh.
and her question is, she started out with a lot of back pain, and the doctors don't know what is wrong with her. The question the question goes on. Then it happened to my husband. We both are suffering from it now continuously. Now my son is suffering from it also. And her name is Dora. Well, let me put it to you this way. It does sound a little bit, Dora, like what's happening with me and Jennifer and one of our daughters. Genetics plays a huge part in our backs. And although I suffer from one back type of issue and Jennifer suffers from another type of back issue, sadly to say, our daughter suffers from both.
Well, she doesn't have any deformed discs. You have deformed discs.
That's true.
She suffers from the same thing I suffer from, which is degeneration.
And she also now has fractures.
I have fractures and compressed discs.
Yeah, but
and I have herniated discs.
Mine and hers are both from injuries. Well, yours could be from injuries from automobile accidents too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
But I
basically
think
what I'm
a lot
saying.
of sciatic pain,
Mm-hmm.
and I think theirs is from arthritis and possibly fibromyalgia.
Fibromyalgia is one of those things that affects the whole entire body, not just one. They're talking about their lower back, and like you said with the sciatica, I'm getting the lower half of the body.
Yeah.
Maybe the lower back may be the source of where the problem is, like she's saying with the lower back, but it doesn't mean that they're not getting leg pain either. I also see that she suffers from water retainage, which also causes
Well, that can cause
leg
horrible
pains.
pain because the water gets in the joints.
Mm-hmm. And that was from Dora. I don't know how to say the next name, so I'll spell it.
Azad.
Azad. Oh, you're on the same page as me. Okay. Um, I just finished Sylvia Browne's book, End of Days. And I would really like to know if it's possible for you to um, for it's being translated for you to do a reading for me. Thank you enormously for all your great work. Okay, well, this brings up
Did you
something.
ever read Sylvia Browne's End of Days?
Yes, I did, and
'Cause
and
I
I'll
didn't.
tell you about it real quick. And those who are listening to us um, on audio only, not through the Facebook Live. Our Facebook Live has ended. We're going to continue on with this last question because it's now 8:02. So our Facebook Live has now ended, but we are also recording it so that I can put
Can they
it
still hear us?
not on Facebook Live.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm recording it, so this is going to be the question will be answered on when I post this show. And what was I gonna say? Sylvia Browne. Way back when Sylvia Browne was still alive, I got permission from Sylvia Browne to start the Sylvia Browne Facebook group. So I started Sylvia Browne. It's a group on Facebook. And it has caused a lot of controversy, especially since after her death, including with her organization, and I won't get into a lot of details, but I have permission, written permission, plus verbal permission, to actually operate this group. So, I can talk about End of Days. Why? Because she is an author that she wrote. Everything up until the time of her death, I have permission from Sylvia Browne to actually speak about. Sylvia Browne talked about from when she wrote the book to the end of this century being considered another dark age for humanity. And
doesn't mean the end of the world.
it didn't for a lot of people, but it did for a lot of people during the Dark Ages. And they were called the Dark Ages because of the Black Plague, or the plague, because of the pandemic that killed more than a third of the world's population.
The bubonic plague.
Mm-hmm. And she goes on to say that she can't see anything past the end of this century for humanity. But let me put it to
She wasn't going to live much longer.
yes. And no, she's not seeing anything past 2099 for humanity. Now, in her belief, she believed that the human spirit will have evolved to something different than what we are today. And that's why. I'm of the
We're
belief.
going to go to a higher spiritual level.
And I'm of the belief that yes, that is absolutely true. And the reason why she couldn't see it is because she, after she passes on, and which she did, would not be able to see what happens at that point until she spiritually evolves, which will occur on the other side after her passing. And since she was writing that book at the time that she was still incarnated, she was still alive, she couldn't see past.
She wasn't capable of seeing past that point.
The one that could see past 2099
was Francine.
Was Edgar Casey.
Was her spirit guide.
Yeah, was Edgar Casey.
Known as the Sleeping Prophet.
And Nostradamus.
Nostradamus spoke in quatrains that were put in, how do you call it? What were they?
They were called quatrains.
They were called quatrains.
They were 4-line sentences.
But they were put in
codes.
And a lot of people can't decipher them.
or
They
understand
try.
them.
They try
Yes.
to decipher them and understand them, and they put them out there. And some are right and some are wrong, and it's up to you to decide which ones are right and which ones are wrong. But Notre Dame is very confusing.
And right or wrong,
Because he was an alchemist, he was a scientist, he was a philosopher, he was many, many different
if he's a
things.
psychic, how could
And
he get something wrong? You
he
know, can
was
you answer that?
afraid for his life.
So
He
the
didn't get anything
times in
wrong.
which a
He
psychic
didn't get anything
lives,
wrong.
just like I
He
mentioned with
just put
Sylvia
it
Brown.
in codes, because
Yes.
if he put it out there as it was going to be, he would have been killed.
Just like with Sylvia Brown, that it is going to take her spirit to evolve on the other side in order to see what humans' spirits would be occurring after 2099. Are you okay?
Yeah, somehow reason I'm getting a bad headache. I'm getting a bad vibe.
Time to.
No, somebody out there is very ill, and there's some way to fix it. They need to take some turmeric. They need to take some glucosamine and chondroitin, and they need to talk to their doctor about their immune system.
They're immune compromised.
Yeah.
So I was zeroing in on how prophets or prophecies or those psychics that may be perceived as wrong. Some people don't want to hear the information at the time that they're given it.
Yeah.
And, oh no, you're wrong. You have to live it, experience
it's
it in order to
correctable.
know.
It's definitely correctable, but it's something wrong that is going to keep going wrong unless they do these things.
Yeah. And, for the person. This has been the psychic couple. And we're not ending on a good note. I want to be positive. This is live psychic readings with the psychic couple, Chuck and Jen,
Yes.
and our website is www.psychiccouple.com.
And you could also reach us through www.cbezio.com.
And it's been a long time since we've done one of these shows. We hope that everybody enjoyed this live reading.
Sorry, it's only been an hour.
And we can do this again
Yes, next Tuesday.
at 7 o'clock.
Why not?
Okay, then we'll do it next Tuesday at 7 o'clock, and I'll put it out there for everybody. Until then, Merry
Ta-ta!
Christmas,
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
New Year,
Hope everybody does well and has
a wonderful week.
stays healthy.
Stays healthy, keep safe, social
Wear your
distance.
mask, wash your hands, get your shots.
God bless.